All right, everybody. I don't know if you can hear me out there, but the friendly YouTube says we are live. So if you guys could let me know if you could see this screen, we should be looking at a Cardano chart. It appears right now. But we will start with Bitcoin because that is going to be our primary. So where are you guys all tuning in from today, and how's your day going? Oh, dude, you took lunch to watch, man. Nice. Also, thanks for tuning in, and it means a lot. J Flick Vivo, first person here, man, running this place. Nice. DN, what's up, dude? From Canada. I can't wait to come up there. I want to see Canada so badly. I guarantee it's going to be amazing. Oh, we got 2 Canadians. Nice. All right. I can see and hear. Thank you, guys. That means a lot. It helps me know what that thing's running so we can do it. All right. Well, let's get this thing going. It looks like we have 7 people here so far. As always, I do ask, like and share this stuff with your friends on Twitter. Maybe you could get some more people in. We could go over some more altcoins and maybe find some even better opportunities that we didn't know about. So, been away for a little bit on vacation, went to Mexico, took a nice little break to just relax and reset. While we were gone, we made tons of money. The trend definitely was our friend on this little run, so things were good. And for now, while we're waiting for everybody to kind of come in and get things rolling, we're just going to go ahead and cover just Bitcoin for now. If you have any altcoins that you want to talk about today, guys, make sure that you go ahead and put all your altcoin requests in one at a time, and make sure that you get them, give me details. Let me know what you guys want to see. Does that make sense? Is that a little bit better on the sound delta? I could turn that up too a little bit. Let me crank this up. Is that a little bit better? All right, guys. Let's zoom into Bitcoin and talk about the local leg here. I'll check back and see if you guys say that's working a little better with the noise and stuff. Oh, cool. SUI then is our first altcoin. I'll get that written down. I like to try to keep track of these so I don't lose track. Yeah, just put them in one at a time, guys. And if you could let me know more about what you want with the position, whether that's going to be a spot position or a leverage position, how long you're looking to hold on the position, if you're in it on leverage, let me know your entry. No one should be embarrassed, right? Let's all grow together and learn from this experience. So some of the micro counting, I will tell you guys, I might not get into if it's pretty choppy. It's not worth us beating our head against the wall. And a lot of times during this portion of the bull run, because I do believe we're in a bull run, we should be looking at those larger time frames and not so worried about the little shit, right? The ripples. The reason being is because if your altcoin's looking to go to $4 or whatever and you're only at 25 cents, why the fuck are you worried about a 25 to 20 cent difference when you're looking for $4, right? Just get some skin in the game and don't worry about it, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and start talking about Bitcoin and why we were talking about taking longs, right? This is where we took our longs from. You can go check that video. It's on the Twitter. It was also posted in the YouTube community and the Discord community, so it's been everywhere. This was in our last live stream. If you were at the last live stream, you would have taken the long on Bitcoin like a champion and rode it all the way up to the 1.618 at the 123K range that we talked about early on, right? So you had a target, you knew where it was going, and it did exactly what you wanted to. When it got to your area of interest, our RSI at this high, currently where my mouse is, was 84.98 on the closure. And then when we came up for that next successive high on the RSI, we barely make a new high, right? So we closed at 85.29. So you can't call a divergence yet. I would say worst case scenario, guys, this is the first leg down in a wave 4 within the next leg up, right? So if this is true, we saw our 5 waves to the upside. In our last live stream, we even talked about a back test of the bull flag, right? So we got 3 down in A, 3 up in B, 5 down in C to make a wave 2. Again, what do we see here, right? Off the lows. We see something amazing. It's another 5-wave structure. Let's fucking go, fart boys in the house. Nice to see you guys. We also have Roar today. Nice to see you guys. So let's keep hammering this out here. And then we'll revisit the chat for altcoins, guys. Sorry, I'll be all over the board. I'm like, it's like chasing squirrels for me. So I'm very excited to be back though, and been on vacation and really missed the chats with you all. So let's check the volume. We want to see, does the volume support your idea of a wave 3 motion? Now you could see overall your volume was increasing, so I would say yes. You also have displacement here in the midsection. So I'd say we're likely moving into those wave 3s and 4s, right? So when we look at this count again, what do we see? And we just talked about was another possible 1 into 2, right? I'm going to drag it all the way over here. You could stop here also if you want. The math isn't going to change a whole lot, so let's not get too caught up in the woods. We're going to move this guy up here, and I think in time, you're going to get this guy to break out of the channel and get a little bit more legs on it, right? So an extended 5th wave. And we'll go back. We'll go back and look at why this could be an extended 5th wave, right? But for now, let's just focus on what we have ahead of us. So if this was a potential 1 into 2 and another 1 into 2, or even 1 all the way over here into 2 like we're talking about, you know, that's how you run into this 3-4 stacking where you start to chop it up at the top and then give that final big push in the 5th for a blow off top, right? I would imagine at that point, a lot of people are going to be telling you 250,000 Bitcoins on the table, 300,000 Bitcoins on the table, 500, a million, right? Everybody's going to be buying the top. But we're going to be looking for ways to exit out of this and maybe even take on heavier altcoin positions if you haven't yet. I would say the gains on your altcoins, and I see you guys listing them all in the chat, so I know it's what we're all here for. The gains on your altcoins are going to be bigger than our gains on Bitcoin. But what is critical at this point is that we're working with alts with good structure and not bullshit just because we want to buy shit, right? That's where we're going to get burnt. We're going to enter and exit and enter and exit. Don't do that shit, guys. This is the bull run, right? We are here. Maybe it won't be long lived, but we're here. So the thing is, keep that in mind during this. Don't be looking for the skies. And when everybody else starts telling you to look for the skies, that's when we need to start getting out, okay? All right, so let's add some more extensions on this 1-2 stacking and talk about the math within. So if we go from low to high to the low, and we look for a 1.618 extension, you can see we easily break that, find support on top of it, nice little flagging range. We called this out in the Discord again, and then we get a breakout. And now we're back testing. What? Area of the old bull flag, right? So you have price action resistance. Resistance comes up, tries to form support on top of the old flag. Even if, worst case, this is the first leg of a wave 4 and it makes another leg of a wave 4, all you're likely to do is back test the bull flag and break out further, right? I don't think we're in the portion of the bull run where you should be scared. I think these dips are going to get ate up. Excuse me. I think you're right in the midst of crypto week, right? Don't be an asshole. Don't try to short things. The trend is up. Ride that trend until it proves itself otherwise. By that, I mean it starts to lose structure of higher highs and higher lows, right? And that's our biggest thing is the basics. If you're brilliant at the basics, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and so on and so forth, right? As long as this motion continues, you're good. And likely, this is what we're looking for, right, guys? We're looking for an extension in the 3rd wave and going into that 5th wave. And I want to show you why really quickly, okay? Ooh, look, they're fancy. OKEX just got featured. That's so cool. All right, so let's move on over here. Let's talk about why we think this could get extended, okay? Let's remove all of our drawings because you can draw them again. You don't need templates. That's how you learn quicker. All right, let's pop our magnet on and talk about just the basic Elliott wave count that we looked at here earlier, guys. From 0 to 1 to 2 is how we're going to place our 3 swing on this. Get as close as we can. And let's add some numbers just to help our mind understand what's going on. If this is 1 into 2, 3 into 4. This is all going for a wave 5. It is likely that we will get an extended 5th wave because even SWFTcoin probably will break out, sir, because today was the initiation of ISO 2022. Good point, Media Digistation Solutions. I like that name. So because we didn't see an extended wave 3 here on the weekly, it's likely we'll get an extended 5th wave. When we look for extended 5th waves, those often go to the one line. If we pull a trend-based fib extension from 0 to 3 to 4 as its next target, right? Now, it can stop a little sooner at the 618 or 786, right? So this is why we've been on about, 130K for so long. Do I think it will stop there? No. Is it possible? Yes. So we got to be open to that. Now, the next thing I would like to add to this will be an acceleration channel from the lows of 2 to the lows of 4. Okay, guys? Eventually, there's the tool we were trying to use. 1 second. Sorry, gang. So let's go from the low of 2 to the low of 4 in an uptrend and to the highs of the wave 3 to look for potential resistance at the center line or the top of the channel to see when wave 5 might be topping, right? Now, if this continues to go on, Bitcoin's price going up while Bitcoin dominance pulls back, this is when altcoin season occurs, right, guys? That's our recipe that we look for. That's how we know things are going to happen. So you're going to really want to see this Bitcoin dominance here on a weekly. You don't need to be on a daily. That's a jackass move. Look at the 3-day. Look at the weekly on this. Don't get overly concerned. Don't trust the fibs too much. Know that it was in an uptrend. If it falls out of the channel, we've seen it before. During that time, altcoins will get a good leg if Bitcoin's price was going up at the same time, right? So it's something to be looking for. All right, so I think we've chatted shit on Bitcoin for long enough. Let me get my altcoins written down here, guys, and then we will get this party started. Let me check the chat here. Where do all you Roar fans come from? What country are you guys all in? All right, so I got 2 British Canadian. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. It's hard as hell to read today. Yeah, Canada, dude. The woods there, everything about it just seems absolutely amazing. I think I have dreams of it. Like it's everything you've ever wanted. Just standing on a river and you see all these salmon in the water just cruising upstream. I think it'd be amazing. All right, and then we got Roar in the house. Let's get them written down. So far, guys, I got SUI, ADA, Super, Roar. I got XCN. All right, let me keep writing these down, guys. I don't want to miss any of your stuff. Also, Brian, thank you for taking off work, my dude. I really appreciate it. I hope that you get some value out of the XCN. I will also timestamp this for you, sir. So if you have to get off to work, buddy, know that I'll get this done for you, or at least my best guesses. And don't stress, right? We'll get it in there for you regardless. All right, and then we're going to get FARTBOY in there as next on the list. Hell yeah, my dudes. How many FARTBOYs do I have in the house today? How many Roars do I have in the house? You guys are pretty fucking fun communities. I love both those communities. I don't own either of the projects, but I absolutely love charting them, and I love engaging with those communities. They're always fun to talk to, so do check both FARTBOY and Roar out. They are really fun communities, and if you're going to be a community-based token, you better have a damn good community, and both of them do. So, tuning in from Scotland, dude. That's another dream. In my mind, when I close my eyes, I see those big, like, Scottish highlands and cliffs, and I want to go hunting somewhere out there. I saw guys hunting some sort of crazy birds there one time in the hills, and it looks absolutely amazing, Sean. Thank you for stopping by, sir. Another vote for FARTBOY. You guys are in the house dense today, my guys. JDM, welcome back. Good to see you again, sir. Could I touch on the alt rug pull? Was it Crypto Beast that pushed and rugged it? How can you spot potential danger in coins in the future? I have never been part of a rug puller. I've seen a lot of them. I think oftentimes, sir, the liquidity is a big thing to look for. Red flags for me are like celebrity bullshit or, you know, oh, fucking these celebs were on Joe Rogan chatting shit on this. Great. I need to move on and get out of this shit. I need to move on. It's something bad's coming, right? These are just our red flags. All right, Dave. Thank you, sir, from Canada. Let's get you down for the AMP macro. We have not looked at this one in a long time, so I'm excited to see what you're seeing. Maybe you're seeing something really good. All I know is Spen gave the top of alt in the Discord. Which one was it? 6? Oh, maybe don't say it. Yeah, if it's one of Spen's, don't say it. He's the that guy gives out too high risk of coins, and every one of them pumps 300% after. I don't want to give away his gems. All right. I missed it. Thankfully, I only lost some fun money. Not too fussed. I'm sorry that happened to you, dude. All right. Swift coin. Let's write that down. I'm thinking, is that still media? If you're still here, is that just SWFTC? And are you looking for the macro on that, friend? And which exchange are you looking for on that? Man, another roar in the house. What's up, my guys? All right. Hola, senor. That's how I feel, too, after just getting home from Mexico. Legit, we went to order food the other day, and I said, "Si," to the guy that I was talking to, and I was like, shit, don't do that. Gonna get yourself in trouble. All right, East Coast in the States. Nice, sir. I'm actually going to the East Coast. In 13 days, I will be in Florida. I'll be there for about 2 weeks. So, dude, give me a shout out, dude. If you're around near the Florida area, hit me up. I'll be all over the place there for a little bit. FARTBOY still in the house. We're going to get that done for sure. I got so many votes for FARTBOY. We have to do it. And I'll make sure I get that timestamp for you guys, okay? So you can reference it whenever. Kate Ari, you got HIFI. Did not do anything yet. Could that be something to look for at the swing? Yeah, let's get that written down. Thank you for also noting something like that, you know, Kate. Being able to tell that something hasn't gone yet and has potential instead of chasing shit that's already gone. That's a high-class move, my friend. Good job. Is that a cup of joe in your picture in your little PFP there? That's super cool. I just got a fresh latte popped in my hand here. Maple syrup latte, my favorite. All right, sorry, needed a sip. Let's get the party going. Then we have CRV and CVX for Dr. T. And if you guys could just place them one at a time for now, that'd be really helpful for me. Yeah, you are in the Discord, my dude. Thank you for being a member of the Discord. It really does mean a lot that you support the community, and I hope we're delivering you. Okay, you changed your name on me. Why'd you do that? The other one was finally catching my eye. Yep, in Ethereum, my friend. Got it written down. And also, Brian, thank you for being a member of the Discord and supporting the community. It means a lot. I know a lot of you here are members of the community. I know Dave is. I know a lot of you are, dude. Wow, the list of everybody here is. So, all right, let's get this train rolling. Okay, let's move into SUI. I might be a little biased on this one. I might own a little bit SUI. My biggest concern, and we'll talk about a bearish case on SUI also really quickly. But my first concern when we look at this is, right? We only made a 3-wave motion to the upside in an ABC. A lot of times, you know, when you do not break the 1 through 1.382 extensions here that we can see, this 1 through 1.382 up to 554, a lot of times when that doesn't happen, it's just an ABC to the upside, right? So that would be the bearish case. Now, this can still continue to be bearish, and maybe it just takes a little bit longer to come down and form the final low here. Maybe you're making an expanded flat, and then what would become the A, the B, and then finally going into a potential C. But for now, I think the thing that we have to stay tuned into is the lower time frames here for SUI, and that's what I'm watching. So let's zoom into the daily and take a peek, sir. And I would like to think that's what some other people are taking a peek at also. So the first thing that I like to do when I come to a daily chart, guys, is use my magnet, my trend-based fib extensions. I have a good move here. I'm just going to go to the top of it. I don't need to beat my head against the wall and figure out what the hell it is and worry about the micro forever, right? And the reason I say that is because overall, this move was 149%, right? So we're looking for a partner leg to dance the tango with this lady here that was left behind. And whether that was an A or a 1, we will figure out later. All right, so, and how we do that is by the extensions that we reach to the upside. So whether this is an A, a B, and going for a C, we can find out two ways. One we've already discussed, which was the target of the corrective extension pocket for the C leg. 80% typical retracements of a C leg come into the box of 1 through 1.382, right? A lot of times you can look to the left and you will see old fair value gaps or something left behind. But as we can see here, this chart would be moving into, as far as I can see, all-time high. Let's go check Binance, see if they have any different. I just want to make sure we don't have any newer, older data showing us any sort of gaps there. Okay, so no, it would be going into uncharted territory. So anything could really occur at that point. But looking for an expanded B wave, for me, would be the most probable thing I would be going for at this point also. So I'd pull a retracement from the high to the low. I would turn on my expanded B wave template, and I would aim for the 1.236 through 1.382 as the most common area of interest. Sorry, guys, I picked up a little sickness on the way home in that damn plane. Into house. What's up, Six? We got so many people today, dudes. Thank you. This party is popping. Let me get a sip of Joe here. Man, that's good. All right. Oh, fucking, you guys got me hyped the fuck up. I haven't got to see you in so long. All right, so the second thing that we're going to be looking for then, since we don't really have liquidity to go off to the left, we can give ourselves more things to work with. The next one would be a base channel from the low to the high in an uptrend. You can see that we've broken the center line, and now we're stacked between a 0.618 and a center line. Any of my people in our Discord know that we took an amazing long on Doge lately. It was sandwiched between what, guys? It was sandwiched between a 618 and a center line. As soon as it broke our gateway drug, 618 extension at $4.05 for this one, it was a little different for our Doge, obviously. But after that, we saw a nice pump, right? I expect no different on this coin. Now, because of us having the probability of this being a C, I have to say my most probable count to look for within would be some sort of 1-2 stacking in this chopping. Looking to give some extensions to the upside and make this C leg get quite punchy. Now, we'll get to another chart, but sometimes a C leg can step out of a base channel by breaking the resistance, finding support on the top, and continuing onward. It does not become a wave 3 until it hits the 1.618 extension. So until the moment that this price action on SUI can validate a wave 3, slide this over so we can keep it in view. We took these retracement fibs from the high to the low. I apologize for misspeaking. And that gives us the 1.236 retracement that is confluent with the 1.236 extension. Really gives us a finer area to look for resistance, but that's still $7 to $8.16, right? So as a spot buyer, am I stressed about this? Shit, no, that's an 84% gain, right? Where's my risk? Well, let's take a peek. Where's invalidation? That's always highly critical, right? Do the 1-2 stack, and I'm just going to rise it up a little bit to reduce my risk. That takes it to 256. As a spot buyer, I'm just going to buy the little dips, aim for a minimum, but look for my most confluent area, adjust my risk to invalidation. It's a 2.6 ratio. That's a big loss on spot. So maybe you could do a little better than that and say you don't want to lose these recent lows. And we'll figure this out once we get into the micro and adjust that invalidation. But a lot of times people are so fucking antsy to buy, they'll just buy all in because they're not thinking, right? They're just thinking, man, I just want to buy shit. But if you just want to dip your toes, gang, what I would be looking for is any pullbacks, give me an opportunity. I would buy a little bit today, a little bit in the middle, and a little bit more at the base. Yes, meaning my base is the biggest, my biggest spot buys, and my littlest are at the peak. I'm going to DCA down, but my ladder is going to be the heaviest at the bottom. then I would be riding this wave to the upside like a champion. I wouldn't be scared. All right, let's go ahead and zoom in some time frames here and figure out what could be going on the maybe the 4 hour, if it's clear enough for us to read. All right, it's gonna be difficult, but let's rock and roll. So this most inner leg here got quite punchy in a possible 1, 2, 3, 4 into 5. So I'm gonna label that as a 1 through 5 motion. I'm gonna keep my invalidation there. We can see that this successive move that came after has a 1, 2, 3, 4, and potential 5 in it, but it doesn't look done. This looks like a wave 4 within this last leg here, gang. So to me, this looks like 1 into 2, 3, 4, and it's likely to still give 5. Worst case scenario, it pulls back to center line and the 4 is a little bit bigger, but I think you're stepping into those wave, 3s and 4s stacking like we've talked about before. Man, you're all in the house, my dudes. Dunk from the Fart Boy. Everybody's here. Dude, we got so many. So all the Fart Boys in the Roar community, dude, you guys are massive. You guys have amazing communities, man. Tell your people, like legit. I've looked into all the communities. POPCAT, I've looked into all this shit. I'm not part of any of them, but I can tell you, you guys as communities fucking make me want in. You guys almost FOMO me with how badass they are. I'm not shitting you. Fart Boy and Roar, don't make me do it. Don't make me come in. All right, so we're looking at SUI. I agree with you, sir. I think it's some sort of 1 into 2 or even 1 into 2. I don't want to really start labeling this as a triple 1-2 stacking. It gets a little hopeful. But what I would continue to do is just look for those wave 4 pullbacks that reset the RSI deeply. See how little price action we've seen here, gang? Does that make sense? Look at this. Just a wee little guy coming down, and look at the price action. Wow! Just drops the RSI to her knees, right? One of us. One of us. I know, dude. I want to just, I'm being patient, right? Because right now the game for me is those top alts, right? So I'm making good money on my top alts, XLM, XRP, Doge. I'm focusing on the things that I know right now. And then I will move into the riskier shit a little bit later. And I only say risky because it's lower cap. And when Bitcoin does make moves, we often see the lower caps get beat up a little bit more. And I'm just more of a trader than a hodler, right? So we're all different. No disrespect on that. I ain't trying to hate by not being involved yet. It's just my plan, right? So we all have different plans, and I have mad respect for you guys, though. All right, so in my opinion, you can see this 3-wave pullback within here. So what I'm going to do is run some extensions on this. We already got our magnet. I was lacking the tool is what happened. I'm going to go to this low to high to low, and I want to see, oh, look at this. You also got impulsive here. So I would say with the RSI resetting, you almost have hidden bull div between these pivots already. I would be looking for this as an opportunity on SUI, sir, and a potential local wave 4. I would not want to see this. Look at you holding the 0.236 like a boss, right? We don't want to see the 0.5 lost. Ooh, you guys want to run a fucking another poll? Just heads up, Roar and Fart Boy, to see who really takes the cake on that? I don't know, man. That shit, I like saw it in my dreams. I'd be just dreaming, the poll, what's happening? I have to wake up and look at my phone. It was too exhilarating. So yeah, in my opinion, this on SUI is a wave 4 pullback. A lot of times we can look at our other indicators. Guys, by no means do I tell you that you should use a bunch of different indicators. I do think that they're helpful. You want to see your momentum on these cipher indicators begin to come down and give a trigger wave in here. That would be like the same thing as getting our hidden bull divergence there. Another way that you can look for this on another free indicator would be to look at your MACD, but only on the histogram, right? So what I like to do is turn off the signal lines, because for me, eventually, never mind, it's not going to let me turn them off. I like to turn these off and only use my bars. So we can see that we're deeply resetting with deep dark red bars, and it's resetting deeper than even back here on price action, right? So you have a hidden bull divergence on our MACD histogram, but not on our RSI yet. If we could get double bulled up on that son of a bitch, I might ride the train. Because to be honest, as a spot buyer, this shit doesn't bring me fear. So, sir, Addy, let me know if you have questions on SUI, and let's keep this party going. All right, I think I have quite a couple more altcoins here to write down really quickly, and I will check the chat, and we'll keep this party going. Someone said, man, you know, why don't you take all the other chart requests people give you on the internet that aren't even here? And I said, well, that would be bullshit, kind of, you know. My dudes who show up here, they're looking for an in-depth analysis. So I give them my time. I want you to feel like you got it all, right? All right, so SUI is done. FARTBOY got Ethereum. Good job, good job. Where are we at now? Ashanti Kofi. Do you have a ticker for the coin, sir or ma'am? It looks like Doge, D-O-W-G-E. I don't know if that was part of your name or the ticker. If you could please let me know, it would be super helpful. And then we have Beam after that. We'll figure that out as we go. Yes, we are. FARTBOY and Roar, stay in the house, dude. Good. All right. Join the FARTBOY life. From what I've seen, it's a good life. I heard y'all were going on a cruise, man. I've yet to be on a cruise. You might be able to bait me in on that one. I am ready, sir, on Roar. I think we're going to do a little bit more analysis on it because I think, and we'll get to it, I think we have a really good DCA opportunity coming up on Roar, guys. And a lot of times, if we can catch these downtrends with a DCA opportunity, the upside is phenomenal, right? So if everything's been just getting kind of beat up, those are the ones I like to look for. Yes, sir. Have a good one, Brian. I'm going to timestamp it for you, and it will also be recorded. And thank you for being a member of the community, sir. Yes, Addy. I hope it was helpful, dude. Yes, sir. All right, let's move on to the next one, my dudes. That's ADA. I hope everybody's still enjoying this. If you have any other questions, please do ask, and we'll keep the party going. All right, so on ADA, are you looking for the micro on this or the macro? What I would like to kind of push you towards, my guy, is to stay on the macro for now, right? Because I think that ADA is no different here. The thing about ADA is that it has a shit start, right? And it doesn't take the low, and it's got a bullshit correction, right? So what I think you have here is 3 waves to the upside, 3 waves to the downside, and 5 waves to the upside in an ABC within an A wave. This is no different, kind of like when we looked at Doge in the Discord community last night. I posted my analysis over that. Now, if this was an ABC within an A leg, now this A leg can get a partner leg to the 1 through 1.382. So I would say as a spot person, you're still golden showers here, right? Shit's still gravy. You're still riding it to the upside. You really have nothing to worry about. I would say your next targets on Cardano are 86 cents to 97 cents to $1.05, right? Now, if this thing turns into something more, how will we know? Well, number one, you can see that big ass channel it's grinding its way downward into. It would break out of that deceleration channel, and that was placed on a weekly, okay, gang? So if this was placed on a weekly and we leave a weekly deceleration channel, holy shit, expect bigger moves. But for now, let's stay focused on what the road is in front of us here on the daily, the 8-hour and the 4-hour, and likely it's a C wave to the upside that gets in this area, probably leaves the deceleration channel to get everybody to buy more, and then falls back in and dies. Now, I personally am not super bullish on this. To make me super bullish, we would have to delete everything and look at this a little bit differently. And let me put some extensions on here first before I talk out my ass. So if we go from low to high to low, this is going to be my first problem. Now we can tweak this a little bit, but it still doesn't save it, unlike Chainlink, right? So you can see that this could potentially be a what? An ABC, right? So if you have A, a B, and a C and it's over, the most likely thing to happen would be whatever the hell this is just a connector in the middle before a partner leg to the downside. Like we looked at many things, right? So you would end up with A, eventually in time a B that would likely fill the internal fair value gap left behind before it goes for a C leg, right? Which would be a decent partner leg. Now the problem here is that's why I'm saying if this local is only an ABC up, this is just a connector. That's it. And then this leg within it could be a WXY. It could be whatever. I'm not going to sit here and bullshit forever. But that's how you end up with this next successive move to the downside, right? So that would be something to look out for on ADA. I know it's complicated and convoluted, but it's something to look out for. On a weekly, I think you could do yourself a lot of favors here by charting this on a weekly, on like the 3-day, on the daily, and just staying focused on what you have going on, right? So a base channel from low to high, breaks the center line, holds support, leaves the base channel, falls back within, builds a weekly pin bar support candle off a center line. In my opinion, bias is it for upside, right? Also, due to our 3 swing extensions and not even being to a fucking minimum target yet, or even taking this high, we ain't done yet. ADA's not done. It's still hungry. Right, gang? So let's look for that ABC still. Let's stay motivated on this. I think you're looking at that same 1-2 stacking. The issue here is what comes next. So we'll watch all that later, but for now, that's all I've got on ADA. All right, let's keep this party rolling. I want to get to all you guys' coins so we don't run out of time. Super is something that we have not looked at in a little bit. This son of a bitch has a bullish count, okay? I don't want it to, but it does. So this is the weekly. We have potential 5 waves to the upside, 3 down in A, choppy ass, shitty looking B to the upside, and a potential 5-wave motion down within a wave C. Now, this is likely an expanded flat. This is A into B or 1 into 2. We will not know for much later. The other thing that I would like us to often do in these situations is a base channel from the low to the high. I hope everybody's starting to see kind of a chain of events and how I approach my analysis, okay? I'm not going to talk to you. You know what? Fuck it. Let's talk about weekly targets. Let's be fucking degens. All right. So, if you want to be a bull on super, you need to go to linear if you're using extensions on the weekly so that you don't fuck up your bags and end up buying the top or holding the top like every other asshole is going to teach you to do. Right? Your goal is to get paid and use the other assholes as exit liquidity, right? So that would take a minimum wave 3 target to $2.83 and a wave 5 target to $3.78 at the 2.236. Now that we've talked about the crazy ass, juicy, holy shit targets from here, right? That's a 260% gain and a 385% gain for the wave 5 targets. This is a weekly chart. This could take forever to work out. So anything could screw this up. This is a very high risk asset to be putting your shit into. Sorry, I just got to say it. All right, now let's go back to the daily, go back on log, and get reasonable with ourselves for just a moment and talk about the ifs and buts and candies and nuts of this fucking scenario. So, gang, we charted this one in the Discord. We were on about it, and why was that? We thought we could have saw a leading diagonal here for super. Also, bear in mind, we covered this in other live streams. So I hope you guys are finding value in these Monday live streams. If you are, please give this stream a like, let people know that you are enjoying this so that other people can see this stream, and hopefully we can grow and get more of this education out there to others. But that's just my quick spiel. So if this was a leading diagonal, the most common retracement after is to the 786, right? It's short front ran us here, but that's okay. No big deal. I'm going to leave on this macro base channel and place a secondary base channel from low to the highs. And we're going to change the color of it so we can see it a little bit better. Go to yellow. Let's make our fill different. There she is. All right, so put a little salmon on that, a little chartreuse. What color would we say that is? I have no fucking idea. All right, so for me, what we're looking for is a partner leg out of this, right? If that's true, it's basic ABC if we're wrong, stops at 1 through 1.382. If you're right, and this is to do more to the upside, right? How we get these higher targets, we would be breaking upwards to 215 in the center line of the macro base to make the wave 3 off of this move. After a leading diagonal, their wave 3s are often really strong. I would also say subjectively, for all my people who have been with me for a little bit, these type of things in the chart is a strong shape. It's something that we look for often, right? We're going to have to wiggle this around to get her just right. But that's life. If you start to see arcing on your charts, that's often like an Aunt Judy's booty, an Adam and Eve bottom, right? You're looking for two differing booties so that you can get a technical target when it breaks the neckline, right? So if something comes down, forms resistance, comes down, comes to the neckline, consolidates, breaks the neckline, holds it, then you have a technical target, right, guys? Super easy. So let's be watching out for super to make those super moves, and we'll see what happens. All right, on to the one everybody's been waiting for. Know that I might hit a little bit of a lag because I have to switch over to a deck screener, but let's go talk about Roar. Is my Roar community still here? By chance, are you guys still in the audience? Let your people know in Roar, we're about to cover this son of a bitch in depth. You guys are going to try to invalidate me, aren't you? You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. You guys, Aunt Judy's booty. That's that technical target, man, I'm telling you. All right. Oh, what's up, David? I always chat with you on Twitter, brother. What's up? Yes, FARTBOY, I'm all in. Hello. Welcome back from vacation. Well, thank you, my friend. It is so good to be back. Also, at the end of the stream, I would like to just chat and hang out if you guys are down for like a little bit. If you're around, we'll just bullshit about. Talk about vacation, talk about how life's been. But I'll try to stay on the tracks for now. Because you guys pull me into the chats, man, I'll lose it. We'll be here all night just bullshitting. All right, so when I look at Roar, my guys, I see a potential 5-wave motion to the upside. On the volume, the thing that concerns me, and is also a good thing, largest volume in wave 3, smaller volume in wave 5. Because of that, it gives me a little bit of concern that at the same time you may have seen a regular bear divergence on your price action and RSI with dropping volume. Because of that, it sets Roar up for the potential to be a possible 5-wave motion to the upside with a momentum divergence, giving us the indication that we could have been starting what? A correction. So we see a 3-wave motion to the downside in A, a 3-wave motion to the upside that's choppy bullshit in B. She makes a little cowboy hat or bunny ears on the RSI and shit starts to give her the turn down service, right? If that's what's happening, we're looking for successive 5-wave motion down in C. That takes it to minimum targets, right? 1 through 1.382 again is the goals here. Now, within it, we can see a potential wave 1 into 2 and another potential wave 1 into 2, right? We can now take invalidation. Let me try to find it. There she is. And we'll move it to not 53.97, okay? Happy, no, we're not restarting. But yeah, so now we can adjust invalidation. We can change our risk profile. And gang, the people on Roar, if you're watching this, please set your alarms there. Ping me. We break out of this deceleration channel. We break invalidation. I want you guys to reach out to me and say, Surf, shit's happening. We need you. Where are we going? Right? I want to give you the targets. I want to get in. Shit, we start breaking this, I might have to just jump in as we ride. So if not, we're going to look for this to move down to the area of the center line in a 1.618 extension taken from high to low to high of the first 1 into 2. We're going to look for at least a 1.618, a small pullback that doesn't overlap into the wave 1, and then a successive move down into the wave 5. Yes? Let's label this so we can see it a little easier. I hope you guys don't mind my mouse clicks. I heard from some people that the mouse clicks piss them off. So let me know if the mechanical mouse drives you crazy. Pop it in the chat. I fucking apologize. I'll go buy a new one. I'll have to sell some of my crypto though, so prepare yourself. All right. So basically that's everything on Roar. Do you in the Roar community have any questions over that, or any targets, anything over that you might be curious over? Just let me know. Pop it in the chat. That's Roar. All right, let's go look at XCN. I think that is something that we can look at possibly on a regular exchange. Oh, wow. Yeah, I haven't looked at XCN in forever. All right, Onyx coin. I don't know who's going to have the best chart on this, so let's just go see. Let's compare some volumes here and check the weekly chart. It tried to do something. See how she got a little wonky ass booty here? Little Aunt Judy's booty. Battles the neckline. Consolidates at the neckline. Breaks out. Never really gave a back test. Click away. Thank you, dude. People freak out about the mouse clicks. You should see the comments. Sometimes they're like, yeah, get a new mouse. It's 2025. Jesus, man. The trolls are furious on YouTube. Get it? You get a life, man. Leave me alone. All right, so let's look at this guy on the weekly here really quickly. This is how I like to do my technical target on my Aunt Judy booty. This obviously is just pencil whipping shit, right, guys? Don't get too caught up in the weeds, being like, oh, I don't know exactly where to do it from. You can go to the bodies or the wicks. I like to go to the bodies because I think it's a true breakout back test when we get it. That was a 270% target. As you can see, you broke above that target, found support on that target. It's possible that XCN could continue this motion to the upside, but let's look at our retrace resistances. And if you know if there's a better chart on XCN, just let me know, my guy. So let's use our new style retrace on this. We can see that we came up to a 702, fell back to support. Let's check the RSI. It gave nice hidden bull divergence on the RSI, lower lows on RSI, but not on price action, yielding another move to the upside. A 3-wave pullback, which also reset the RSI well, held the bull control zone of the 50 level of the RSI on the weekly, and in my opinion, remained in the bull control zone on the weekly. It could continue to move to the upside. So I would stay focused on bullish moves on XCN for now until it loses the 50 EMA at 0.12, 1062, and the 50 level of the RSI. As long as these supports are remaining, the upside potential on this is the most valid. And in my opinion, as soon as it can hit this 888 and make shit, even once it breaks the 786, it's likely then to go to the next probable target, which is the 1.236 through 1.2 or 382 retracement. Sorry guys, I got the damn mumble mouth after vacation. So that could take this project up potentially a lot more. So XCN is something to be looking out for. Thank you for noting that. The other thing that you should be noting on your RSI, my good dude, is that we have what? We break above the moving average on the RSI and the 60 level, excuse me, and the 60 level at the same time, meaning that this could continue to march upward and regain the upper side of the bull control zone. But for now, just be watching your ass. You don't want it to lose the 50 EMA. As soon as that starts, that's your warning signs, okay? All right. It's the chart we've all been waiting for. Is the fart boy farters still in the hizzy? Let me hear you if you're here. Let's see what you guys got. All right. So for me, multiple times now, guys, I don't know if you've realized it, but we've absolutely fucking kicked ass on FARTBOY, okay? So I want to tell you that the first support that we called for on FARTBOY, guys, was 0.1619, right? That's where I was telling you support was. That's where I was telling you shit could go down, right? Guess where it went to? 0.1611. So I missed the target by 0.008 of a penny. Is there anybody else involved on FARTBOY that fucking destroyed that point like that? Did anybody else nail that support for you on FARTBOY like that? Because I guarantee they didn't. Even the biggest names. You name the biggest names, I'll tell you they didn't. They haven't handled FARTBOY like that for you. Then what did I do? After which, sorry, sounds egotistical. After which, I'm sorry, I'm just a little proud of myself. When charts work out, it is like a super fucking proud moment, guys. This was our buy triangle, right? This is that fine area of interest I gave you to buy back into. First thing I want to show you, the gain that you would have made. You would have made an 80% gain off the first move. If you followed my Twitter, I warned you of these divergences. I abso-fucking-lutely told you the divergences were here. The volume was telling you it was happening. I again then gave you the support. You could have potentially made some money here and rebought back in and doubled your bags, right? So off of our next support area of interest, which I want to show you was a very fine area of interest. We had an area of interest that was 6% in depth. We only reached 4.9% of that. But you could have DCA'd twice into this. Once a little and once in a medium. Then your shit's riding. If all you did was follow the directions given to you, you would have rode this up 128%. So that altogether locally was a 200% move that was handed to you. And again, gang, what's it doing? Trying to hold the back test of the top of a base channel. This can be hypercritical that you begin to see FARTBOY on a 4-hour, on an 8-hour. You need this son of a bitch to hold the top of this base channel like its motherfucking life depends on it. And then it needs to run up. And it needs to hit 0.4464 minimum. It hits that, FARTBOY is going to absolutely go off. And by that, I mean fucking ham sandwiches crazy, right? Like, you guys might get me to absolutely start buying into this thing if it does it. But what I would like to say is if you push something under the water, right? You grab hold of a kid's life jacket or a floaty and you jam it under the water. The harder you push that thing down, the more it wants to come up, right? This project got pushed down, held under the water, just like Roar is right now. Roar is just behind this project right now, right? So it's a good thing to consider as a rotation, maybe even. Maybe you guys could work together as a community, right? Right now, if FARTBOY's leading the way, Roar, help your brother out. Get in there, coach him. Be like, these my dudes right here. This is my FARTBOY gang. We ride together. FARTBOY rides up, cycle profits into Roar. Absolutely destroy the cycle. Change your life. Monumental gains are coming. And I know this, everybody's saying this shit. But I believe it in my heart, or I wouldn't say it. I wouldn't have tweeted before vacation that I truly believed upside was coming if I didn't believe it. I truly believe this, guys. Okay? So if we're talking about forming a local impulsive move here that's going to make it, we need a 1.618 minimum to qualify as a wave 3. So we need to come up, and then we need to make another wave 4 that likely does what, guys? Doesn't lose prior degree wave 4 and is different than what? Your potential wave 2. That's if we reach 1.618. Now, what I would like to say to you is that's one big motherfucking wave 2. So if you're going to get a wave 4, you're going to be looking at, excuse me, I made a noob click there. If that's a wave 2, we're going to be looking for what? A wave 4 that has around the same time estimate, right? Now, this is just bullshit. We're just going to click it here. But this wave 2 was how many days in length, right, guys? It was 30 bars or 10 days in length. So you're going to be looking for a wave 4 that's potentially 30 days in length that goes sideways and stays shallow, unlike its wave 2 that went deep, steep, and scary as fuck. We're going to look for that alternation, right? So that's where FARTBOY is going to provide that opportunity, is if it hits 1.618 and it accumulates sideways here in an ascending triangle. If you could just, do I have any LARPers in here with me right now? Does anybody know what LARPing is? Live action role play, baby. So if you have an ascending triangle, let's draw it with the actual triangle so we can see it be so pretty. We'll make the pivot here. I haven't drawn this in a while, as you can tell. But if your ascending triangle is accumulating here on top of this base channel, you get a little punch out. Boy, I would be buying the shit out of FARTBOY, because that next leg is going to be that punchy ass leg that comes up and gives that next fucking 100% gainer, right? And wave 3s are what? Typically the most extended wave. So 1.618, this is why I keep phrasing it this way. It's a minimum. It's a minimum. It's a minimum, right? That's why I say it. That's why last night I was like, fuck guys, I'm leaning towards a wave 3 here. We're leaving a base channel. Now you're trying to hold support on top of it. Make this prove it to you though. Yes? That means we hit our minimum. We get the pullback. We accumulate and we ride for 5. Even if this ends up extending, happy days, keep fucking riding. After which, we'll talk about more, right? But let's get through this portion of the ride first, right? So if this finishes some sort of a 5-wave motion, and then you get this 3-waver, right? Maybe it makes an expanded B that fucks people off, and then it comes down with a scary C, retest gateway drug, and fair value gap of the breakouts left behind. Huge opportunity, right? Because then it's proving to you, wow, guy, my initial leg was 500%. I'm going to be looking for at least that on my next leg, right? So that's how FARTBOY goes from, oh, I was just fucking worth a couple pennies, to now, holy shit, I'm a quarter. People are, I tell you right now, the eyes will be on this project if it hits that quarter mark. People will go ape shit. The FOMO will roll in like you've never seen before. Now, I'm going to delete everything because the proof's there. I showed you my shit. I showed you where we found support. No reason to be the guy who's like, I did it 15 times 6 years ago. We don't need to leave this shit on our chart. Let's just live action role play out one thing really quickly with me. And let me get some. These are going to be just bullshit connections, right? But I want to give you a little bit of an upside kind of prediction here. So let me just remember that number 35, 298, and 95. We'll just remember those two. So we'll go 35, 95, okay? Let's delete everything. So if we put one at 35 and one at 95. Now, why would you think 95, 96 would be important? It's a damn psychological range right before $1, right? Big fucking deal. All right? So this, in my opinion, would be how the macro would play out, right? So at some point you would end up with your wave 1. It would be done. Then you would get a wave 2 of some kind. 3, 4, and 5. Which is monumental, right? But the problem is you need this to continue upward. And to be honest with you, what I would like to see most from it is an absolute fucking breakout, right? I don't want to just keep tickling the tip here. This shit isn't working, right? I need you to get in there and ruffle some feathers, right? And by that is our minimum 1.618. So if you're on FARTBOY, constantly be watching for this and telling yourself 2 things. I'm aiming for 1.618, and Surf showed me my base channel. It's hypercritical that I have it on, and I want to keep my ass out of the base channel, right? So if we go from low to high, FARTBOY needs to continue to get the fuck out of the base channel. It needs to make 0.4493. Your project hits that, a lot of shit's gonna shift gears, guys. Let me get a sip of coffee. You guys got me so fucking hyped up. I can barely stay calm. I'm ready to go buy projects. You like that, tickling the tip. Yeah, everyone likes it for a little bit, and then you're like, let's get to the fucking big show, huh? All right, so for me, I'm not scared on FARTBOY. It's still out of the base channel. Things are still going well. Stay motivated, guys. Don't be fearful. And talk within your project, right? That's what a community project's all about. And again, I will harp on it. FARTBOY's got a fucking strong community, just like Roar. And if you're a CTO project, that's what you want, right? Those people show up. So if you're looking for a CTO project to be involved in, or something that you're looking to get into later in the cycle, or whatever it is for your risk profile, be considering those two projects. It's like nothing I've ever seen. Literally, I've never seen somebody show up like they do. My FARTBOY people, do you have any more questions over FARTBOY analysis? Anything, please do ask me. I would love to discuss it. I absolutely enjoy the project. For now, I'm biased towards the upside. I'm going to continue to look for that. Please reach out to me, gang, if you have more questions on that one. And let's keep the party going. All right, the next thing that we got, dudes, is AMP on the macro. I think this one is for DN. I don't get to check this one often, but let's check. Oh shit, Mr. Biggs said a free epic surf trip when you grab a FARTBOY bag. Are you shitting me? Where to? Let's talk about it. Is it a left-hander, a right-hander? Is it an A-frame, point break, sand bottom, reef? Where are we going? When you pull the fibs, I get it hitting the 1.618. Yeah, exactly, dude. And make sure you're putting those from low to high. KL, you can do this on any project, any coin. All we're trying to do is help stack the probability, guys, so that we can absolutely make informed decisions, okay? All right, let's keep the party going. We have AMP on the macro. I don't have any other altcoins flowing in, so if you guys do have questions over any other ones, let me know. AMP was a shit coin pushed really hard back in the day by Ben Armstrong, the FARTBOY, or what was that shithead's name? I'm sorry, I almost said the word FARTBOY. What was that idiot's name? God, and he was like in a fucking driveway with a gun, and he's like, I'm gonna fucking kill somebody. And he had like a hooker in his car or some shit, and he was all coked out of his mind. Ben Armstrong. God, what did they call him? BitBoy. That was it. Oh, mine is higher than yours, KL. Let me show you that. Let's go back and I'll show you that really quickly, okay, KL? So here's two things, my dude, or if you're still watching. So this is why yours might be higher than mine, okay? So I do the same connection points as you, but the two things we want to note is my chart is on logarithmic in my bottom right-hand corner. Yes? So do you see that? So you want your chart on logarithmic, and you also want to make sure that your extensions are on logarithmic. Okay? Just writing down VELO, HBAR, VRA, deep. Thanks for being an asshole. Happy building block. One at a time. Is BitBoy in jail with like Sam Bankman? Is Sam Bankman still in jail? Does anybody know? I got CRV already on the list for you, 6. It's up higher and we'll be getting done shortly. Mine's in auto, not log. Exactly, my dude. So get that son of a bitch on log. And also, the second thing to keep in mind as a learning port, KL, on auto, we're not going to use auto. We're going to use log. Also, go into your settings, go down to the bottom, click fib levels based on log scale. And no, we're not short on Bitcoin. We don't short uptrends. That's a good way to get fucking shot in the petunia. Yes? So don't do it. Don't short an uptrend. All right. So, no, he got rich parents and got out of jail. That's fucking hilarious. So that's all it takes to get out of jail is a little bit of money. No wonder I had to eat so many fucking sandwiches. All right, let's keep it going. AMP is the next thing we wanted to look at. Let me know if you have any questions over that, KL, and we could cover it more. But if you do check out the Discord community. We cover all the education in there. We cover all the goods in there. We explain for you why to be on log, why to be on linear, and when to use the different ones, okay? All right, let's keep this party going. So on AMP, this is what sucks about AMP. What did we have here? We have a forever downtrend so far, right? Let's check another chart to see if there's a longer one. It's about the same, so it doesn't matter. All right, so the biggest thing we could do here is check out our weekly first. On AMP, we want to see a retracement resistance from high to low. We can see that what, guys? 236 is our accumulation zone. After it breaks 236, a lot of times, boom, actually breaks through really good. Oh, man, we're losing Mr. Biggs. I hope it was good, bro. I will catch you later and chat later, my dude. Bye. Oh, you think the bull run end? I think a lot of people think the bull run ends. And the good news is I think that will continue to fuel the longs to the upside. Math says and probability is showing that we shouldn't side towards the bull run has ended. I try to often not allow my opinion to be what guides my investing, and I try to rely more on the probabilities. Does that make sense? But yes, the shorts, they're going to fuel the upside, I promise you. Again and again, you will see the little consolidation or the little pause on price action, and you'll get a deep reset on the RSI. It will give a hidden bull divergence on the RSI. It will give a deep reset on the momentum divergence and give a trigger wave for more motion to the upside. FARTBOY community. Dude, thank you guys for supporting me. I mean it. I really do. I want to take a second every so often just to say I really appreciate all of you, right? I never ever thought the day would come in my life where there would be 20 people in a live stream. It makes me like a little teary, all right? But it means a lot to me. I hope you guys know that. All right, let's put this base channel. Let's get back to business. You guys are getting in my emotions. All right, so let's go from low to high for now as the pivot stands. It doesn't mean it will remain. We'll check into the probability as to why it could or couldn't as we work our way through this. But let's go from high to low of a three-wave motion. We can see 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 to the high of the successive three-wave motion. Let's turn on corrective trend-based extensions. Let's check out the 786. This is something that we saw on XRP, I believe, also. And it held shallow. These shallow holds is what fucks the people. You know, it's what makes them thirsty. So they need it. All right, so another thing I would like to check is my support here. So on my support golden pocket template, we came right to the 618, 702. I would like to argue between these closures and these closures, I would be thinking we would see some sort of divergence. We made what they call in the game an exaggerated divergence. So a new low, but not necessarily a new low on the RSI, but pretty close. It made a very slightly newer low at 37.73 versus 38.49. So not a big difference. There is always the possibility this pushes down one more time. I would like to look at the internal fair value gap and the liquidity on AMP left behind as another area of interest. Let me get my handy dandy box drawing tool. And if we place that from the gap left behind to the current wick, it's not big, but you have a very tight liquidity gap left behind here. Maybe it comes for that. With current price action here, we'll have to zoom in, but I don't see anything extremely, I just don't see anything saying buy me now, right? So I would fucking leave AMP alone. I wouldn't be concerned about buying the bottom on this. I think that even at best, you're being hopeful as an A. This is some sort of B in my best case, maybe in a WXY, and then it goes for C. But why not allow this to give you something, right? We want to see some sort of 1, 2, 1, 2, and then a breakout, right? Then you could be like, fuck it, dude, I'll get involved here. And then I'll buy a little bit more if it comes back, right? In the same style we always do. A triangle, right? Fucked up looking triangle, but a triangle. It's the Bermuda Triangle. And then you're going to ride that up in a sea wave. And at some point, that fucking sea wave will look like 5 waves, right? And then you're going to get the fuck out and go home with your money. Go buy a vacation or to do something good for your family. Yes? All right, that's AMP. Let me know if you have any questions on that one. And let's look at SWFTC. Never looked at this before. SwiftCoin. Oh, of course on Coinbase. All right, what the fuck is this going on here? So forever uptrend so far. Really don't know what this channel was about. Must have been drunk driving when I was placing the channels that day. But that looks like shit. All right, so this is going to be a difficult one. The reason why is because the chart, we're not to yours yet. Happy? You're down on the list, my dude. We're getting there. Before your coins even get hit happy, we have SWFTC, we have HIFI, CRV, CVX, ETH, and then we get into your pile of shit coins, okay? I hope you guys are liking the stream. As always, emojis in the little fucking lower right-hand corner. For some reason, YouTube decided that if you use people use emojis in your live stream, they're like, holy shit, they like it. Show the live stream to more people. So if you don't mind, guys, just popping some stuff in the chat, hitting the little stupid emojis, and let's pump up the volume and get some more people in here. Let's get some more altcoins going. We still got another hour in us. I got a big-ass cup of coffee in my hand. Let's run it up. It's this little stupid emoji button where you can click parties and big eyes and 100%. All right, so on Swift, the biggest thing that we could do at this point is just work with what we got. I'm going to go from a low to a high to a low of the next correction because of the way that it looks. It looks 3 waves up to me, 3 waves down. And this would be my biggest concern is a possible 5-wave motion to the upside, making this into a potential ABC. In my opinion, I have no interest in a coin that looks like this. After which you had a very strong correction. Yes? So what I would look for right now is for best case, this is going to give you some sort of ABC motion. It's going to reject, and you're going to end up with a successive correction in an ABC that comes back and back test the area maybe, and then you could get going. Overall, this is a dog shit way to start a trend. Now, even if it is to start some kind of crazy ass trend that is reversing and going for the moon, what you're going to be looking for even then is something very ugly called a leading diagonal. It's a rare, hideous piece of crap that sometimes pops its ugly little head up, but you'd get a 1 and a 2, then you'd get 3 waves up again and a 3, then you get 3 waves down and a 4. That looks like shit. Then you would get 3 waves up in a 5, and then a massive crash after, right? This is way, way, way down the fucking road, right? We're far off of this. Woo! The party emojis are flying off the hook. All right. So for me, Swift is not something I'm interested in. I'll just move on for now. Let's go look at HIFI. Now, is HIFI on a... You didn't miss the Roar video because it will be timestamped for you, Jedi Killer. But if you would like, I can revisit Roar towards the end of the stream if you stick around, Jedi Killer. Just let me know. Dude, velocity. I don't know how to say the first part. PO Trek velocity. Thank you for coming, dude. Thank you for being here. It means a lot, honestly. So let's move on to the next coin. We don't have much time to waste on ones that don't look beautiful. We're in the bull run, baby. We're only here for beautiful coins. This looks like dog assholes to me. It looks like someone lit your face on fire and put it out with a brick, right? You made a shitty 3-wave motion to the upside. Almost would like to argue this might end on what, guys, for my people who are here all the time? High volume. This was you being used as exit liquidity. You got drugged down the street and then had to do the walk of shame in the morning. You only made a 3-wave motion and then you died. Okay? exit liquidity, you got fucked. It fell down to a 90% retracement in a downtrend. So at best case scenario, this gives you a little wiggle before it pushes all the way down again, right? It looks like shit. HIFI's off my list, not something I'm concerned or worried about. Let's go look at CRV. We have a couple requests for CRV actually. So must mean something is going on. All right, so we're gonna see something on CRV that we just talked about already. And does anybody in the room see it? High volume, 3-wave motion, right guys? 335 to the upside, ends on high volume, high oscillation with hidden bear divergence on the RSI. I don't like this coin. I don't own any of this coin. I'm looking for one more leg to the downside. I took an amazing short. The community in the Discord took an amazing short on CRV. We absolutely nailed this one. For me right now, I don't care for CRV. It looks to me like nothing but an ABC up. Best case scenario, you're still waiting for B to finish before you can go for C. I do not think this is done. If it wants to invalidate my scenario, it could even push for an expanded B wave motion, and we'll have to move this up. But for right now, I'm going to place it here, and I'm going to look for 1 through 1.382 as my next area of interest. If it's lucky, maybe it holds shallow in some sort of fucked up looking WXY. But for right now, that's not my most probable scenario. And it's definitely not what I'm focused on. Okay? So for CRV, I'm going to stay biased towards the downside. I have no interest in it currently. Let's go look at CVX. Nice. Convex Finance is on Coinbase. Good for them. Well. What do we have here, gang? We charted it early on, a 5-wave. Big fucking pullback. Held in validation. Now what are you looking for? Anybody? Bueller. Let me just take a peek, see here. All right. This to me kind of looks more like a 3-wave motion now than an impulse. So I'm just, I pushed a button. I apologize, guys. So on Convex Finance, my main concern would be that you only achieved an A to the upside in 3 waves. And then you made a long, complicated piece of crap B. And now you're looking for the C. Okay? Not a big deal. Now going for these C legs is highly risky. So you need to understand invalidation and probability shift points. I would start with putting a base channel on this from the low to the low to the high. You can see you're catching a little bit of resistance at the center line. And you're going to look for more moves to the upside. How it behaves on the extensions will tell you a lot. So if you go from the low or 0 point to the high of A to the low of B, we're looking for corrective trend-based fib extensions to a minimum 1 to 1.382. The most common thing to do would be to potentially take the high of the A wave. Now, I also want to be open to the scenario that somehow, some way it turns its ass into a WXY and it doesn't give, you know, a big leg to the upside. But even in WXY, the Y legs target is what, guys? 1 through 1.236. Right? Timothy, if you stick around, sir, I will look at POPCAT. I'll write it down for you now. Thank you for asking. I hope you're enjoying the stream, guys. Let me take another sip here. I gotta stay fueled up. I'm getting dry mouth from yammering on for so long. Also, I must say the YouTube live streams aren't as fun for me as the Discord live streams. I really like to talk to you guys in the Discord and like hear your voice and hear where you're from. Get to know you as a human versus this silly name shit in a chat. You know what I mean? So do swing by and say hi, guys. Our live streams are absolutely fire. A lot of fun. We do different styles. We do live trading streams. We do an educational stream every Thursday. And we do a minimum at least 2 other live streams a week where we just hammer out charts after charts after charts. And we talk about everything else crazy in life. So on Convex, let's be looking for this. The next thing that I would like to do, though, to help kind of edge my invalidation up a bit would be an inner base channel here on this move. And you could see great center line reactions looking to get to the top. Oh, man. Thank you for all the emojis, man. Thank you for all the chats today, guys. It means a lot. So if worst case this makes a 3-wave motion, right? It breaks out of here, reaches up and hits its normal target. Great. It's still to the upside. So I would still stay biased to the upside. This local leg on convex looks like a 5-wave motion to me. With my blind eye, guys, this is what you look for, right? Wave 1, 3 waves in 2, pull back, push up. 3 waves in 4, pull back, push up. So let's go from 0 to the high of a 3 to the low of a 4. And let's fucking look for it. Man, I'm stoked. You guys got me so pumped. When I see a 5-wave, I get excited because it means I get an opportunity, right? I could buy convex finance in the retrace as a spot buyer and look for a hell of a move, right? Because how many percentage is this? Already 100. So why wouldn't I buy the pullback? I would be an idiot not to buy the pullback. This is literally one of my entry strategies, right? So what we're going to be looking for on the 4-hour is what? Does anybody see it on the RSI and the volume? Any of my experienced Elioticians in here can tell me what we're seeing here between a wave 3 and a wave 5. We can also put a base channel or an acceleration channel on this, and that will help us with knowing where our targets were to the upside if we go from 2 to 4 to 3, right? Look what you're about to do. You're about to break an acceleration channel, guys, and go for an extended 5th wave on convex finance. I think it's going to give another amazing leg to the upside. So I think you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and going for wave 5 of 5. Now, I think it might likely break this acceleration channel and give a final push, but when it does, oh well, it's kind of a time to start to maybe think about de-risking so that you could get back in. Right? Does anybody want to know where you would be buying in if you were able to buy in on convex finance? Or what you're looking for? You'd pull a retrace fib from a low to wherever the high decides to stop, and you would look to explore what? Prior degree wave 4 price action as your first area of interest and golden pocket after. Why would that be an area of interest looking at price action alone, right? You come up, and what'd you do? You went straight past the highs, found support, and broke out. This is all displacement left behind. Displacement left behind. These are areas of interest that we typically will go back test, right? Whew. I had to take another drink. My throat is dry, like the Sahara Desert. All right, so for me, convex finance, we're looking for those divergences on the momentum and RSI to play out and start to give us a little bit of a pullback for an opportunity at some point. Okay, guys? Good call out on CVX, convex finance. Want to put on your radar. Yes? Going to bed. Dude, don't be sorry. Yeah, I'll timestamp it for you, Steven. And dude, check it out. Let me know what you think after. I'm not allowed to put it in the FARTBOY Discord, I don't think. But maybe you could go ask in there and see if they'll allow me to. I don't want to get in any kind of hot water with advertising in you guys' community, which I'm not trying to advertise, gang. I just like to spread the knowledge, right? I don't even push it either way. I don't care what people do. This is free shit on YouTube. So do ask, see if they'll allow me to share it, and I will, my guy. Bye, Steven. And I hope you sleep well, dude. Kick some ass tomorrow and have the best Tuesday, my guy. I'm guessing you must be one of my UK gang, because it's quite late there. To all my UK people, thank you for staying up so damn late. I know it's like 8:30 at night there, right? I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. On X Scott's so meme coin. Let me go write it down, dude. Scott's. I want to make sure I'm following you. Scott's own meme. Me coin. I almost said it wrong. That's hilarious. Yeah, dude, I'll go write it down. Germany, nice. 9:30. Well, you get some rest, my dude. It was good to see you. I want to make sure I'm following you on X. Thanks you for sharing that with us. All right, let's keep the party going. Next thing we had was Ethereum. That's for my dude, JDM, I think. You asked for Ethereum, friend. Are you still here? Nice. I nailed the time in the UK. Dude, I don't know if any of you guys are down, but I'm going to be back in the UK in the spring. I'm looking February, maybe even March time frame. And I would love to meet up with you guys, grab some coffees, some pastries, go on a walk. I absolutely love doing that. The last time I was there, me and my friends went on an amazing walk. We had some pastries at Arapana Bakery. And then we had Indian food at, I believe it was called Dishum, maybe is how you say it. But it was absolutely phenomenal Indian food, dude. Like life-changing. Dude, it was next level. All right, JDM, let's get into Ethereum for you. JDM, where is the majority of the Roar community from, country-wise? Let me find my Ethereum. So Ethereum is doing really well. It's holding really strong. Again, guys, what do we see here? Arcing, right? We have lots of arcing here. For me, this looks like 3 waves to the downside, 3 waves to the upside, 3 waves to the downside. May have possibly been our correction here. I don't want to say for sure, but I do think Ethereum is well on to making moves for a bull run, right? So I don't want to stay focused on the lower time frames. I want to stay focused on my macro goals for this cycle. This was my Ethereum buy box, so I might be biased because I own a shit ton of Ethereum. I believe, as always, history don't have to fucking be the same shit again, whatever the saying is, but it'll often be close, right? So if this is going to be close, I expect Ethereum to put out some good returns. So in my community, I accumulated here, and we accumulated all throughout this region again. It's got my average somewhere right in here by now. But anyhow, I'm still looking for a wave 3 minimum to sweep the highs and go for an all-time new high on Ethereum to the 6,900 level. It would only really make sense, right, for that to be a big psychological level on Ethereum. But even from here, gang, those gains are still monumental. That's 130% gain on Ethereum. And even at that point, everybody's going to be like, oh, fucking short the top. It's over, right? What? Biggs, you're a surfer from the UK? Where do you like to surf at? Tell me more, please. Can we go surfing in South UK when I come? Is that plausible? Because I will add days to my trip for that, dude. I would literally change my travel plans to get in the water with someone and have an amazing day. So let me know. JDM said that he's from the USA, but the Roar community is from all over the world. Hell yeah. Nice party emojis. Yeah, dude, it's so crazy how crypto brings us all together, isn't it? All walks of life with all like these just intricate different stories and all just, we have such different mindsets and personalities, but we have this one big love that brings us together. And I think it's a love that we're very early on. That's why I'm so happy to share it with everybody, because I think this stuff is going to change our lives in time. Even if it takes you cycles, who cares? You're still early on. You know what I mean? All right, so wave 3 on Ethereum, I'm looking for 6,900. Wave 5 on Ethereum to try to tap that 10 grand. It's hopeful, but it can happen, right? Crazy shit can happen. Now, I likely will leave a lot of my position by the 1.618. And why I say that is because even if you only had rode the wave 2, right? That's up 200%. So why would I want to stay for this last 50 when I could leave Ethereum and go into lower cap altcoins? Right, dude? Crypto has no boundaries, especially in communities. I love that. Crypto don't give a fuck what you look like, what your religion is, where you're from. It's just love, man. I think this is the most amazing space I've ever been involved in. All right, so on Ethereum, I would be looking to mainly ladder out by the 6,900 level so I can move into lower alt caps and start to make bigger gains on my returns. Okay, so but that's Ethereum in a nutshell. Let's go ahead and move on to Beam. Happy, are you still here by chance? Anyone who's here, this is Happy Building Blocks portfolio of coins that exploded last cycle. He brings a lot of amazing coins to the table. He's a member of the Discord. He's always in the trenches, always fucking bringing up shit. And then boom, they explode 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9x. So be on the lookout for that. Let's see if any of your coins today have a decent setup. Do remind me, sir, which Beam this is. I believe that it's Beam X that you're after. Or is it Beam USDT, sir? If you could let me know. I don't know where you want this from, so I'm just going to go to MEXC until I hear from you. All right. Because it's on a weekly, I think that it's best that you view Beam on linear so that you can not make dumbass choices. Yes? I think at some point, this three-wave motion here is likely to get a partner leg, right, to the upside. So you have 3 waves up in A, a big, long-ass, long-winded correction, and likely to give another leg up. Now, this C leg is looking to take the highs of A in a 1 through 1.382. Now, this would happen in a 5-wave motion, which would get people going absolutely apeshit, right? So everybody would be like, what the fuck is happening? But somehow this would turn into a 1 and a 2. You would get a 3 that obviously would catch some resistance at the highs, a 4, and then a final push in a 5, and she'd be done. Grandma would die after this. It would be very fucking ugly. Your family would cry because it would be over, and it's going to make new lows. We have some internal liquidity left behind in this fair value gap, so no reason why you can't get a higher push on a weekly so that we can reclaim that internal liquidity left behind. I think that Beam could really make some moves. So is this the chart you want? Let me know, Happy. I got Dineske saying Beam X, it's the same. Oh, dude, yeah, Dunk was trying to get hold of you earlier, 6. I didn't know that that's the Dunk from the FARTBOY community. All right, oops, I almost missed a coin. We got IOTX. I will write that down. Damn, my guys, we are putting it on today, aren't we? Working hard after vacation. I love this shit. Thank you for the coins, guys. Marshawn Lewis, thank you for that chart request. It means a lot, dude. Let's keep this shit going. All right. So that is my thoughts on Beam, guys, is we're looking for upside. Now, you're going to say, no, that can't happen. I did too. I doubted this run. I took no part of this. Happy Building Block rode this whole fucking run up. Wesley Jansen. Thank you, dude. FARTBOY. We covered that pretty in depth just a little bit ago. But if you stick around, I'll cover it again for you if you would like, friend. Just let me know here in the chats if you will be able to stick around. So this 1700% partner leg would be that minimum to get us back up here, right? So for now, I think it's plausible, right? I'm not saying it's impossible. I do think it's possible. Let's get rid of that and watch our resistances. Now, this is something big we watch in the community. From high to low, we start to watch our 236. Let's see where we're at on our new style fibs. Well. Now, if Aunt Judy could drive that booty up over the weekly bull control zone, 50 EMA, and what, guys? 50 RSI. I'm going to ape into this. I'm all in. I don't know if Happy's here, but this is business, baby. Good spot, my dude. The next thing I want you to note is what? You should be picking up the jive here. What's this doing? Overall, the volume is going up. The buying volume itself, shit, is going up, right? Dude, I would love to go over FARTBOY for you again, Wesley. I fucking absolutely love talking charts. And I'd love your feedback on if you enjoy my style of TA. Guys, let me know if it's okay that I'm blunt. Let me know if it's okay that I cuss. You know, I want to know from you guys, what are you looking for? Is this the style of TA that you like? Is this the stream you like? Where are we at? Let me know. Love the feedback. All right, so hold on to your BMX, Happy. She's going to get through this bull control zone here. 50 EMA, 50 RSI. She's going to let the fucking horses loose. 5 waves are going to engage to the upside. Everybody with golden guns is going to be like, buy beam. It's on my list. Look at my pecs and shoulders. I'm jacked. And then that's when you want to sell. Well, then tell me where the right beam is, gang. You guys have too many damn coins. I mean, where's beam? Happy? Might you please tell me which beam you want, sir? I'm being told by Dineska that I was looking at the incorrect one. I looked on MEXC, Happy. Let me know, sir. Is that okay with you? Yeah, Becker will definitely be like, 1,500x gains, motherfucker. All right, same chart. Thank you, dude. Look at that. Same chart. We're good, guys. Everybody relax. Relax. It's all good. All right, so beam's looking fucking solid. Let's move on to VELO. I'll type in BMX just for you, too. Let's see if it looks much different. Yeah, that looks much different. All right. Aunt Judy's booty got a little fucking dropped on this side. She got a little nasty. What you should be seeing, though, I wouldn't buy this one. This one looks a lot different. So if this is the one you own, you might require a little bit more patience before you get a reversal. But maybe it'll get to ride the coattails of the other one getting its jiggy on. Problem is you closed under a 1 line, making it more probable to find the 1.236. Also, let's find the expanded support zone that we would be looking for from a low to a high using a retrace tool. That takes it down to the 1.236 to 1.382. Let's go back to logarithmic so you don't go to fucking negative. Do you know that one guy cracks me up, the little fella? He's always like, Bitcoin's going to fucking 0. All right, so when we're on log on this, it does fix that. So if you want to go on the BMX chart, Happy, then what you're going to have to do is be going off of, I have weekly bull divergence. I might be making a reversal, but I'm going to need to see some low time frame committal. So far, sir, you don't really have a lot of low time frame commitment here. It's going to be hard to sell this as a fucking impulse, so let's just wait longer on that one. And let's move on to the next one, which was VELO. Really quick for my dude that wants the FARTBOY revisit. Let's just hit it real quick. You down? All right. So my guy on FARTBOY, the thing you were waiting for was to do what? You're waiting to break your corrective extensions. If you are still here, Wesley, and listening, that corrective extension that must be shattered for FARTBOY to prove things is 0.3918, right? You can see that it's currently battling the 1.236 extension, my guy, at the 0.3599. If it can break that, it's going to raise it up some more, okay? So I hope that's helpful to you. But we cannot consider FARTBOY a complete reversal until it meets minimum 1.618 extension. Yes? Just know that FARTBOY is in already, and I cover it in depth. This is just the micro. But that's for you, my friend. You want it to stay out of the base channel for now and continue to hold the top end of the bull control zone around the 70 level in the moving average in your RSI. So be watching those. And do rewatch the stream, sir. I did the macro for you there and would also love to hear your thoughts. All right, let's go back to VELO for Happy before he shits his pants. Is it Velodrome Finance on Coinbase? Or do you want VELO on something else, sir? This is another coin that you guys always get all fucking pissed off. That's the wrong one. So do let me know so I don't waste more of my time. Oh, this looks like shit. Let me know, Happy. I need to know which chart. I'm going to keep going until I hear back from you. I'm just going to move on to HBAR for now. Happy until you can tell me which exchange you want your chart to come from. Thank you, Wesley. It means a lot that you enjoy the TA. Thank you, Mr. Biggs. Yeah, dude, hit me up, dude. Let's talk about the surfing, man. Bye, sir. Have a good one. All right, until we hear from Ye Happy Building Block, let's go find HBAR. It's been HBAR lately, so it's going well. So a large part of me doesn't want to be a bull on this, but you could get me to be one locally. Let's just delete everything because nothing matters. What you would be looking for, hopefully, would be some sort of horrible leading expanding diagonal here, and then a successive three-wave motion and what appears to be a W, X, Y, and a potential double zigzag. So let's look at our corrective extensions for now. Let's place our correction here as a potential W, a shallow X that doesn't retrace very high, and a Y that came to 1 through 1.236 area with closures. So I do think you still have some bullish moves left on the table here. WXY. Deep retracement after a diagonal is common. It also took 50% of the liquidity in the wick left behind, which is a good thing to see, right, guys? So now we're going to be looking for what? 1 through 1.382. Due to the angle of the dangle on this thing, it has a good potential to be telling you what? It's going for anybody? Wave 3. It's left a base channel, like FARTBOY, right? It's left a base channel. These things I'm going to continue to try to harp on and say over and over again, because I think it's hypercritical that we understand the potential for what can happen. So this is HBAR. We're looking for macro targets to the upside if it's a wave 3. The other thing you should be seeing is what on the volume? Heavy arcing upward on the volume. Arcing down here, going to a parabolic move. This is how you start, right? What else do you see? Aunt Judy's little booty. She breaks the neckline. Now what do you want to see? You want to buy the fuck out of that fair value gap in the back test of Aunt Judy's booty, right? Aunt Judy's going to give you from low to low just an average target. You can also go to here if you want, but only changes 6%, so don't be an asshole and get greedy. A 65% breakout target. 64%. Sorry, my old man glasses just fucking failed me. That takes you past your 1.618 extension. So what would you expect after that, guys? We would expect 2.236 to 2.618. So I would expect this to continue to move upwards, right? I would expect this to blast offward to the upside and finish this technical target of a W bottom here. This is really nice, guys. You got rounding, parabolic move, buy the back test, just be mellow on spot. It's going to likely give you some sort of bullshitty three-wave motion here to buy the dip before this big move kicks off, right? And then we'll figure out more when we get here. But what a gain that is on spot, right? You like buying FARTBOY? You like buying Roar? You like buying memes? This is where you get your fucking meme money. Get out here and make that meme money, okay? I hope it makes you cry. We're going to be so good, dude. Everything's okay. Just stay mellow. Stay calm. What did we see in last October and into November? Doge, XLM, XRP, and HBAR were 4 top performing altcoins during that time, right? They all moved in a similar fashion just to what they're doing now. So stay patient, stay focused. HBAR, we're looking for upside. Happy wants me to go back and look at VELO on Coinbase. Or fucking KuCoin, sorry. Is this it, sir? So yes, not really much changed here. Still looking for downside, sir. Right? Why would that be? We've already talked about this. I'm guessing I must have shared this to you in the community. You had a 5-way motion to the upside. 1 is the biggest. Pull back in 2. 3 waves in 3. 3 waves in 4. 4 smaller than 2. 3 waves in 5. Makes a possible leading diagonal. Now looking for an ABC to the downside. To the most probable target, which is the 786. Just like we saw on our last coin that we looked at. After a leading diagonal, you typically get a deep pullback. All right, so let's quit pissing around on that one and go to VRA. I don't own any more VRA. It's a piece of shit. It has nothing but problems. I'm not going to involve myself in a coin that does shit like this. This was an ABC due to the upside. I told you in the Discord to not fucking hold it anymore. They were getting hacked. Bad shit was happening, right? That was not the time to try to be a part of the damn thing, right? So for me, VRA is a no-go. I'm not touching it. It's not making any sort of reversal signs. I'm just not about that for right now, right? Now, if you want to be super high risk, one could try to maybe make a small purchase on this or be holding it for the hopes that it comes back up to the neckline. But I could tell you after hacks and all the bullshit and the FUD, I'm just cool with not being part of that for right now. I can do better for myself. So let's move on. Let's go look at deep. Happy, anytime you have your crazy shit coins like this, if you could please let me know what exchange you want them from. This looks like ass. Let's see if I can find something with more history here. So all of them pretty much look like shit. So, alright. What's the volume like here? 51 million volume on this one. Let me see. Sorry, guys. I want to make sure I get you guys the right charts here. Alright, let's stick with this guy. Where did we talk about deep in the Discord? I absolutely guarantee I can go look this up. I'm pretty sure I told you. The 236 and you get above it and now you're where? 786 with a hard rejection. The thing here is none of this is giving you an impulse reversal vibe, right? You have a move up, move down, and a last move. To me, this looks like a 3-wave motion up. That means that this first leg could potentially give a partner leg to the downside at some point. If it did, it could easily be in a 3-wave motion like this, but the most common thing would be to take these lows. This isn't a project I would want to be involved in. It doesn't look that good to me, so I would not want to touch this. Dr. T said XMW. I did not do XMW, sir. I don't even think I've ever heard of it, but I'll write it down. And I'm sorry if I missed one that you listed, sir. Let me go just double check so that I didn't miss. I deeply apologize. Dr. T, where did you say it? Sorry, gang. I just got to scroll back. Dr. T, your last ones were CRV and CVX. I did those ones, sir. I did not do XMW. Getting back above center line. I would say if you were using the idiot box method, sir, maybe. But this, man, this is bullshit. Get out. Just, I can't with this one. It's just too much hope involved and not enough clarity, right? Just not enough clarity for me. You're far from center line. You're rejected right off of it. You know, I just very risky, my guy. All right, let's keep moving. No, I just asked for blah, blah, blah. All right, let's go. Hidden Bull, blah, blah, blah. Aurora community. Do we have time for ALGO? Yes, Kate, I would love to look at ALGO. I own some. As pointed out in the Discord, I believe yesterday by one of our technical analysts, it was setting up for a potential breakout, and Algorand has done great things ever since, and we continue to look for it for opportunities to be buying into to move forward. Yes, Happy. Even if I go the higher time frame, it looks like shit. This for me is a no touch. You do what you got to do, sir. I'm just giving my opinion to you. I wouldn't buy this with your money. If you gave me free money, I would tell you to fuck off. I wouldn't buy it, right? I'm just out on it. So, all right. Let's keep going. Deep's done. Let's do POPCAT. I like the macro on POPCAT the most. Let's go see if that's still holding up. I haven't checked this in a little bit. Fucking hideous chart is what it is. Where? Let's see if we can get a better one. No. 15 million on that one. I just try to get one that has really good volume. I guess, you know, let's see here. All right. I like this one the most because it gives me prior data to work off of. So let's delete everything. I think it's, oh, that's the EMA. I was like, why the hell didn't that delete? And let's just talk about resistance. Okay, so let's go from a high to a low. We can see POPCAT did what? Breaks 0.236, holds support on 236, and now it's liable to go to 618 to 702. In my opinion, just off of basic technical analysis, nothing fancy, that's my next target area that I'm going to be looking for on this. And what's funny about that is, what? Internal fair value gap here, left behind a little bit of liquidity, and then bullish order flow on the highs. So in my opinion, you have two areas of interest on this. That is the 1.236 after, if it can break our golden pocket target area, and the 786. As soon as it breaks that, guys, POPCAT will go on a hellacious run. Okay? So from here, we're just looking to get to golden pocket, just looking to make a measly 100%, and then we'll move forward, okay? So, in my opinion, POPCAT's still great. Things are still golden there, nothing to worry about. And overall, we're looking to get up into this 1,000% gain. If you want to call bullshit on that, I ask you to go review the live streams. I'm not going to go toot my own horn again, but in our Discord community, I pointed out, and we made 1,400% on Pepe. I can only call 1,400% because I sold out early. A lot of my community held past there and made even more. So I think actually Happy Building Block and his girlfriend were both investors on that ride. Yeah, I hope that was helpful, Timothy. I really want you to feel like you kind of know the roadmap on this one because I think it is important. Let's extend these target boxes so we can see them over here while we do this. All right, now the next thing that I'm going to want to look at is this motion to the upside, a correction, and how a partner leg could take place. Now I use my extensions for this from low to high to low. And we're going to use just corrective trend-based extensions for now to see where we could get to. You can see that our gateway drug, an old high, comes in around our first target box. But our most probable area of interest is going to be the 1 through 1.382, which is cool, dude. You would likely see price action struggle there. Why? Because it was the last highs, right? So it'd be obvious only that price action would have a little struggle at the highs, a little consolidation. So it'll likely move up to old highs, catch a little drift, retest it, move through. Yes? Not really stressing out on this one. I think if you're lucky, you can get into these impulse extensions 1.618 to 2.236. But I really want you to stay focused on the corrective trend-based extensions and the base channel placement from low to high in the uptrend. If we start to really lose this, you need to be concerned, right? What you want to do is see a push up to the center line, little reaction, and just get on up here to the highs of the base channel and then continue the breakout. But POPCAT is one to keep your eyes on, yeah? 1,400% is damn good, yeah. So on Pepe, man, I made 1,400%, but I sold out early. But people that know me and have traded with me know I'm not much of a holder. I don't like to sit around and fucking hold on forever. I like to get that impulsive move, right? I like to catch that impulse. 6 treble 1, are you still here? This dude gave us the best long ever in the Discord community the other day. He gave us a long on XRP right here. It was absolutely phenomenal. I was on vacation, hit me up with a chart request. I said, dude, let's look at it. We look at it, and I was like, yo, I think this thing's going to jam. On leverage, all it did was make money since then, right? So I don't know what you, or actually it was right here. I apologize. Sorry. This was where we took our long. So since then, you're up 32% on a leverage play. This is the kind of play that we take in our Discord community. We don't fuck around. We're not there to waste time. A lot of our calls do really well. Though it is not a trade call group, we do share a lot of education, so come to be part of that and figure out what you're missing, right? This is the area of interest that we took our Doge long from. Again, closed the whole long up here, made amazing percentage gain. Just phenomenal. So, all right, let's keep this party going. The next thing we had was IOTX USD. IOTX. I don't like this chart as much. To me, this would kind of piss me away from wanting to be part of it. This looks like a three-wave motion, and maybe a three-wave motion. It looks very corrective. The other thing that I would like to point out that I don't like about it is what? Look at this RSI, really cranked up, right? That's hidden bear divergence on the RSI because you have lower closures on price action than you do on the RSI, right? Look at this. You're making a higher RSI than you ever have. So for me, this is no touch. I'm walking on. The other thing that you should also be paying attention to is what? Makes a move, loses a base channel, resistance of the base channel, likely to continue the downtrend, right? So I would say worst case scenario, this was 3 to the upside. This is waiting to give the last push of the 3 to the downside before it could potentially reverse. But it's very likely to take these lows and make a new one. So that's my concern on IOTX. The other thing is coming up to the bull control zone on a weekly 50 RSI and weekly 50 EMA. Big thing to get over. Okay, once we get that, great, we'll talk about more. But until then, I'm biased to the downside on that one, and I just move on. Let's figure out what the hell XMW is. I've never heard of this. I can't find XMW, sir, but I do have XMR. Would that be possibly what you were asking about, my friend? If it is, know that I'm laddering out of XMR at this point because excuse my noob mark, I am looking for this partner leg to come down. Yes? So I've sold off the majority of my XMR at this point. Dude, Wesley, you're being too kind, man. You're so nice. Thank you. How to catch surf, can you explain again how to catch the impulsive move best? Center line reaction on the daily. Is there a chart that you're referencing? Or do you want me to just like draw something? Because if we're talking about on the daily, Kate, you're looking to maybe go for that 3-swing play of an A, B, C, I believe is what you're referencing. You would be looking for the 5 and A, followed by the 5 and C. We'll draw this out really quickly. This would be 5 waves in A. We'll have to draw this back to scale in just a second. Then you get 3 and B, and then 5 and C. I will fix the first A because it is wrong. All right, so you'd have a little bit smaller of a 1. And that looks, it's got to have the look, you know? So then we put a base channel on this. Bang, 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 from low to high. And what do we see? Breakout back test, usual, is the most probable thing to see, right? Let's get that. The next thing is you're looking for the 3-swing strategy. So an extension from low to high to low. and you're looking for the most probable targets of 1.382, or excuse me, 1 through 1.382, right? This is damn near identical to what FARTBOY is doing, right? FARTBOY ran it up to the 1.382 and is trying to hold the base channel to give that last move. If it can give the last move, or any coin can, by hitting the 1.618, well, then it shifts probability that you actually caught a better low and that you're riding up an actual impulse, right? So now I can mitigate risk and say I'm likely going to fall back 2 extension points and then make a final fifth to an estimated 2.236 trend-based fib extension, right? So if I'm setting this all up for that move, right? This is how a little play becomes a gigantic play. It's absolutely phenomenal, right? So that's FARTBOY. This is, for instance, FARTBOY right here. You're looking at it. So this is how you make that play. And how you catch the lows here of the 2 or B is a retrace fib from the high to low of A. We aim for the golden pocket. You know that it can make 786, and you get a finer area of interest by using your extensions from low, or from high to low to high on your correction. And you aim for 1 through 1.382. This one held at the 1 line. Happy days. Boom, she gone. Okay? Kate said, can I show it on Doge? Yeah, sure. So I am not in Doge anymore. I'm completely out of Doge. Yes, what I was doing was on leverage, Kate. So where I took my trade was back there on Doge, and now I'm all done. The reason why is because we hit my 1.618 extension that I was using for measurement. That wasn't the one I used. Sorry, let me try to finagle this. I don't know where I had the damn thing placed. I'll have to go back and look. I completely just trashed this chart after because I knew I wasn't going to trade it again. Maybe that, yeah, that was the 1.6 one I had from 0 to low, or 0 to 1 to 2. It could have been 1-2 stacking to the upside, but I'm not looking to fuck around with it right now. I'm just going to be patient. But I do think Doge spot has a lot more opportunity for the upside. But when your local price action gets choppy like this, all you're doing is looking for deep reset of the RSI to buy more. So if you're a spot buyer, fucking buy a little bit here, buy a little bit more when it comes down to 1898. Don't stress. It's likely to make another gigantic move after, because all that really matters on the daily is we're looking for the C leg. This is the target shared in the community. I shared this last night with the group. So this is what I'm looking for. If I was a spot consumer, that's exactly what I would be looking for, is these 1 through 1.618 targets after a 3-wave up and a 3-wave down. Okay? So these are fucking great gains as a spot buyer. Even if I put, if I had $1,000 and I bought $200 in Doge today, I wouldn't be sad if I made 50% on it or 69%, right? It's $200, dude. You go and you fucking double $200. Pat yourself on the back. That's a good ass trade. Not every trade some baller ass Lambo shit. We're here to make percentage gained, not tell our friends, I bought the bottom and sold the top. No one gives a shit, man. You get good, you get lucky, shit happens. Just make consistent, good, small trades again and again, and you will kill the fucking game. Okay? Holy cannoli. There's 28 people here, man. That's crazy. All right. I want to say again, dude, thank you all for coming. It's been absolutely so fun. I'm really enjoying this, guys. And I'm truly humbled that you guys even want to come here and listen to my ramblings. Okay? All right, let's go look at ALGO. This was a call shot out in the Discord yesterday by a very respected trader and technical analyst that I look up to. 34 EMA trader. He's taught me a lot of things. I continue to learn new things in trading every day from that guy. So do come check us out. Check out the Discord. Again, we have Aunt Judy's booty here. Why do we say that? Because Aunt Judy went down to Mexico and got an ass lift, and it didn't go so swell, okay? Aunt Judy's ass got a little lumpy. So Aunt Judy's booty on this side is a V-shaped recovery, and Aunt Judy's booty on this side is a rounded recovery. So her cheap surgery didn't pay off. Comes up to the neckline, makes a little huckle chuck, looking for the back test before continuation to the technical target, right? And you say, how would you find a technical target? Measure from the low to the high, replicate or clone your target. That's a 74% gain on Algorand. Yes, as a technical target. Now, you see what I have on the screen also is an ABC. Let me move this over here just so you keep it in mind. Is an ABC and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? An ABC can make it as high as 1.382 and sometimes can even reach an extended C wave that goes for 1.618. Jack Bone, what's up, my guy? Love when you roll in. Everybody's all hyped up. Let's get this shit going. I'm out of charts again, so if you guys have... Oh, well, I've got Morph. I got one on Deck Screener I think somebody wants me to go look at called Morphware AI. Let me write that down. My fucking pen's running out of ink. We've done too many. Morph AI. Okay, I've got it. That one's on Dex. If you guys shoot me a Dex Screen coin, if you guys could please let me know the contract address. It's super helpful for me if you guys can let me know. Dude, MG, you got to roll. It's okay. Kids are first, brother. Super stoked that you could come by. And thank you. It means a lot. Those are really kind words. And I won't quit, dude. Even though the haters hate me and they say my TA don't work. You know what I mean? They hate us because they ain't us, baby. That's what James Franco said, right? They hate us because they ain't us. All right, can you get me a contract address for XMW then, sir? Yeah, please, guys. Hit that like button, man. It means a lot, man. Really, really means a lot. And I really hope to keep getting these streams out there to you guys. I really love doing them. So, yeah, again, if you have a Deck Screener coin, just get me the Deck Screener contract address. It will really help me out a lot. Until you get that, I don't have any other chart requests, so I'm just going to sit and bullshit about Mexico while I wait. Have any of you guys been to Mexico before? And if so, which place did you go in Mexico? And did you enjoy it? And if you could go again, where would you go back to? Dude, I nailed FARTBOY to 8,000. Yeah, I don't know why some of the people don't like me though. You know, I don't put down the project. I don't say that it's not a good project. I hype it to everybody I know. You know what I mean? Oh, JJ, we got FET. Thank you for that, sir. I just gotta finish bullshitting, chatting the shit for just 2 seconds, and then we'll go to FET. I don't know why some people get frustrated with me, right? But you know, I can only say I think a lot of people do because they're maybe over-invested, and then our emotions get the best of us. I don't hold it against anybody, man. I truly am just happy you guys even chat this shit with me and allow me to be part of your community. So, Playa del Carmen. I really want to go there, you know. I was looking at Cozumel next. I have an opportunity to go to Cozumel and stay with some friends. So I think that's what I'm going to look into next. I'm going to Isla Mujeres this November. So that's going to be absolutely phenomenal. That's going to be the icing on the cake of my year. And then this coming February or March, I'll be over in the UK. And I believe I'm going to do like a London, Portugal kind of trip. Ooh, the Rio tequila. Let me write that down. Did you like it? I always love hearing where people stay because, dude, the best things, right? Best part of vacation, food and where you stay, right? If you can hit me with the good food and where to stay, man, please do share that. Anybody with travel tips, man, from any country, I'm down. I love traveling. It's all we got, man. We got one life to live. The human experience is like nothing we've ever seen and nothing we'll ever see again. So it's like, dude, I'm ready to get out there and live it. You let me know and I'll be there. All right, let's find the next chart. Sorry guys, I go a little silent every so often. It's hard to to chart these things. My concern on FET would be that this price action never got impulsive, and then it makes a big wave 4 here, and does what? Does it overlap? Let's check. We have a low of 0.5486 and a high of... All right, so we didn't get overlap in price action, which is good, right? Because that would invalidate. But the problem is you couldn't really call this a wave 4 to wave 2 ratio because your wave 4 is more than 6 times larger than the time it took to make your wave 2. A large part of me would want to say that because of that, I have to side with it being just a 3-wave motion to the upside. So I would have to say this is likely an A, and you might be getting another deeper push down for B and then a C later. Overall, I'm not the most bullish person on FET, right? And the reason why is because when I look at it, all I see is an A, a B, even if the B kind of ends over here, and then a C, and then again, another 3-wave motion and an A, a B, and a C. And when I see this, I'm like, well, that wasn't a whole lot of correction for all of this. So it's likely to get a partner leg, right? So that means in time, you would be looking for overall this motion to give an A, a B, and then a C, filling the breakout and fair value gap in time. So whatever this last leg up for FET might be, it might just be bullshit. So my problem with FET is that I don't want to get trapped in something and then have it shit on me, right? So be really careful on this one. That's all I have to say. I really have no interest in FET because of that. Dude said, yeah, it was good. Hell yeah. Good food in Italy. Actually, dude, you are spot on. I would say, Wesley, the best food and coffee I've ever had in my life was in Rome, right? Dude, I loved walking the streets of Rome and sipping out of the Nalgene's and hitting the hot espressos and the pastries and just, dude, it was absolutely amazing. So that was my favorite. Yeah, JJ, thank you, man. I hope it was helpful. If I was into any sort of AI coin, I would look into 2 of them. One of them just got noted in the chat by one of my homies in the Discord, so he's in the know is why he's asking about this. But Graph is early on, right? So Graph, I can give probability of a possible move to the upside, right? We got an Aunt Judy's booty. We're at the gateway drug with resistance at the 618, and we're looking to get to the 1 through 1.382, attacking the neckline, top of the base channel, and technical target. And what do we have? Internal fair value gap left behind in the area of interest, right? Oof, Verona? I'll have to write that down. I never heard of that, dude. Thank you. Wow, dude, you're like a wealth of knowledge, Wesley. Keep it coming, my guy. I need this, please. Kate asked for some SEI short-term wave 3, not 0.44, question mark? You're so funny. Will it let you add your charts here, Coins Kate? Because if you could, that'd be so cool to see what you're seeing and maybe everybody else could see. All right. My wife would love Verona, dude. Yeah, I have a wife and 5 kids, my dude. What about you? You have a special lady in your life that keeps you sane? Romeo and Juliet stories from there? No way. Okay, dude. Dr. T, I'll go get the contract address for your DEX coins here in just a second. Let's finish up the graph, guys. The next thing and thing we're looking for here is that technical target, right? So let's go from lows to highs again. We're being a little greedier this time, but why not? Let's get that 95%er out. And let's run it. That's how this move would end up turning from a little trade. Even if you were buying spot, this is an accumulation zone. In my opinion, you're between a gateway drug and the 50 EMA on the daily. This is when I started accumulating Doge and then we got paid out. So this is my accumulation zone on graph. I can't give financial advice. I'm just a chap in a fucking bathrobe, drinking too many espressos, chatting shit with his friends on the internet. But I do think, and how I'm biasing my trading and investing is I'm consuming this in spot, accumulation style, right? Dude, thank you. 2 hours is killing me. I have to text my wife every so often and be like, babe, can you please bring me another glass of water? I'm running out of steam. I love talking to you guys, man. I absolutely think it's so fun. Let me text my wife for another drink because I am running out of steam. All right, let's keep going. So this is basically the stuff that we need to talk about on the graph. What am I drawing here? Oh, I'm making marks. 1 second. All right, so the next thing we want to do is say, if you were to go for that technical target, how would it happen, right? You would break gateway, drug way down here that we just looked at. You would break out of a base channel. The angle of the dangle here would continue to impress you, and you would look for upside, right? This would be some sort of 1-2 stacking accumulation from down lows, or like we saw in Chainlink. I can go show you because I believe someone might have asked for Chainlink. If you did, please pop it in the chat again so I know that you did ask for it, and then we'll recover it. But I think someone asked for Chainlink, and I might have forgot to write it down. So just let me know. But essentially, you'd be looking for a 5-wave motion of sorts to really start working its way up and out of here, right? Overall, something like this, right? And that would be 5 waves in the wave 3. This would then turn into a wave 1 into 2, 1 into 2, 3, 4, 3, 4. Now, you might think I'm making this shit up and it can't happen. This was no different, guys, than what we watched for back here on Solana. Yes, everybody was saying, ain't fucking happening, ain't fucking happening. And then what happened? 1 into 2, 1 into 2, and then what? Rocket ship time, right? So anybody who's going to have the balls tell you it can't happen, they're a liar. Yes? And then it gets up here and does what? It gives you 3 into 4, 3 into 4, and a possible final 5th. Maybe. Right? So these 1-2 stacking is super powerful. I will be looking into Verona, Wesley. That is some good alpha right there. I'll have to see if my wife's ever heard of it. She's quite the romantic. All right, let me go do the SEI really quickly, and then I'm going to go get the contract addresses for Dr. T. Sir, I have not forgotten you. All right, Coins Kate. Challenge accepted. What are we doing? Ah, fuck, this is ugly. All right, so the problem, let me make sure we're still in log. It's a very ugly chart. I don't know what time frame you're seeing a wave 3 on, but I am not. Let me find it again. Yo, TP Hand, what's up? Ah, man, I know I missed you in New York. We will look at Toshi for you. Let me write that down. TP Hand, you're looking for CAS or... Man, that's 2 charts. I think it's 2 different charts, or is it 1 chart, sir? ZBCN, I've never even heard of that. And then you asked for Toshi after that. Okay. Man, we are stacking them in, boys. All right, let's keep this shit going. Kate's looking at the 4-hour on SEI. All right, so I don't know where you're seeing it. Let's just try to fuck around here. The problem is... The problem is this would have to be some sort of leading diagonal. But it looks like shit, right? Because this ends in a somewhat 5-wave motion. This is chop, though, and not a 5-wave motion. This is chop and not a 5-wave motion. So it kind of looks like 3 up, 3 down, maybe even 3 up again, 3 down, and then 5 up. It all looks really corrective. Even this portion still looks corrective. I would be really cautious. I have no interest in SEI until it becomes clear, right? I don't think on any time frame does it look like an overly clear reversal yet, right? So to me, everything it's doing to the upside, I'm steering clear of. I'm not fucking into it. If I can recommend a hotel, write down Milano Spa Hotel. Hell yeah, I'll write it down. Spa Hotel. I just got back from the Grand Moon Hotel in Cancun. If any of you are looking for a cool place to stay, phenomenal. Big water park. They have the, what's it called? The flow rider, the stand-up surf wave where you like jump in and you're like surfing in a wave that stands up. Fucking super fun, dude. All right, let me go get my contract address for my dude in the Discord really quickly. All right, so this, fuck the YouTube chat. You're funny as hell, Dr. T. Yeah, the YouTube chat doesn't like to allow us to put stuff here. So let's go look at this contract address for you, sir. As always, if I have to use a deck screener to check the coin, that shit is high risk, but let's check it out. Let's see what its liquidity looks like. Decent market cap, good liquidity. It's got a long chart. Let's see what we can do here. I always like to be on log when I start looking at them. Holy shiza, that motherfucker went off. All right, let's go to a 3-day. All right. Does anybody know what this does? Dr. T, does this XMW, what's up with this? What do we got here? Like, what does it do? Do you know what I mean? What does XMW do? Is it tied to any of the other shit that I should be looking out for? Is it part of an ecosystem, or is this just a meme coin? All right, so the very first thing I would like to note here is my retrace supports. I would like to go from low to high first. So far, you're just sitting on the minimum 236. With this not making a valid reversal structure yet, my largest concern would be more downside. So I'd place an extension from high to low. I would count this as a 3-wave motion and a flat, and I would go up to the next high. And I would turn on my 1 through 1.382 extensions. As this is deck screener, I don't have any of my handy dandy tools that I actually like. Fuck it, let's leave those on. Just so you know, those are some trading secrets that you're seeing right now that most people don't use, but they would be really helpful for you if you could remember them. So you can see that we started to react at 382 and 618, validating the extension set and showing you that there would be more downside to this coin. After which it came to the 1 through 1.382, like we've talked about always as a target box area, right? Whammy. So if you were a spot consumer, you would have bought a little bit here in your triangle buying pattern, right? Now the thing to remember, because this only hit a 1 line, this can get, this can turn into 1-2, 1-2 stacking really easily and then give a deep cut after. So that's something to look for. Dude, Delta's calls, JJ, are fucking phenomenal. Like, I was on vacation and all I have to do is look at the Discord and be like, oh shit. All I got to do is just buy it, right? I see him post it. I see him call the divergences, throw some fibs and shit on there. I'm like, all right, I'm going to buy some of that coin. Pengu has been amazing. But yeah, Dr. T, this is one I would have to walk away from just a little bit, sir. All right, let's go look. TP Hand, are you still here, friend? If you could give me a shout out in the chats if you are. I'm going to go try to look at CAS for you, friend. I hope you are still here, so I'm not talking to the walls. That shit is never fun. All right. AI stuff. Cool, Dr. T. Until that one forms a valid reversal, I'm going to steer clear of it. Yo, what's up, TP? Thanks for sticking around, my guy. All right, so the thing here is we do have what? What was I pointing out here on this? We got lower price action closures, but you got higher RSI closures, right? Because of that, we could try to call this a hidden bull divergence, right? So that's the reason why we get this local reaction to the upside. Now, this local reaction looks like shit, right? But what we're going to try to call it, if we're lucky, is maybe a 1, 2, maybe 3, 4, and 5 as a leading diagonal if you're lucky. But let's just check it real quick. Comes to a 618 on the fucking dime. So I'm going to just go with that for now. Let's add our extensions from low to high, or low to high to low, excuse me. So this is another kind of accumulation style thing that could be going on here. It's very high risk as we have no prior moves telling us that this should go to the upside. So the thing that you're kind of betting on here is a little bit of fucking hope. But what you're going to want to see is this initial 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 and some sort of pullback, even if it comes over to here, and then it gives another 1 into 2. And then this all ends up some sort of stacking and drives it to the upside. Now, what I would like to point out to you is one thing that looks pretty decent to me on an 8-hour is the overall buying volume is increasing, right? So we can kind of see that starting to come up. So I would say if this makes any kind of pullback consolidation, holding my 50 level EMA and holding my 50 level of my RSI here, man, you know, this is probably behind the pack would be my best guess here on CAS. All right. Yeah, dude, let's go check the next one for you, sir. But CAS, that's what I would be looking for is that next move up to 1 through 1.382, sir. And we'll cover that more as time goes on. But for now, it's kind of in the back seat. It hasn't quite picked up the trend. So let's go look at ZBCN. Thank you for these chart requests also, dude. Keeps the party going. Ugh. So maybe you're not going to like my news on this one so much. All right, so we chatted this earlier in the stream, guys. What do we see here that we've seen on a couple different charts that could be telling us this was the end of something? Ends on high volume with a high oscillation, right? Likely, this was a corrective motion to the upside. And now you're waiting for a correction down before another leg up. So whatever this ZBCN gives to the upside is likely only corrective. So what I would be looking for, in my opinion, is I would be on the daily. I'd clean off all this shit so I could see good. I'd place a retrace resistance from high to low and start watching to see how it reacts and see how the move is, how it's happening, right? So far, you're rejecting at a 0.5 on the new style template that we've made, and you're looking for more upside. Now, you can see what? It's consolidating and coiling up at the bull control zone, 50 EMA and 50 RSI. It's carrying the support of the MA on the RSI and the EMA on price action. If you can accumulate here, you might get that next leg up into the 702 to 618 area before a rejection. And if it looks something like this, I would get out. Reason being is because this leg is going to give a partner leg to the downside. Yes? Just my opinion. I have the same kind of setup on XMR, and that's why I started laddering out of that one also. Okay? All right. Let's go see what we got next. TOSHI was the next one. I always lose my charts. I have too much shit on this watch list. So on TOSHI, I urge you to stay zoomed out. I do not think it's going to do you any justice or good for your mental health to be zoomed in. It's just going to fuck with you, right? So in this motion back here in the A, I'm keeping that as an A with a 5-wave motion because of the extensions that were made. And if you want more over that macro portion of Toshi, friend, please go reference my last video over it. I break down the whole macro scenario for Toshi. And on my Twitter, I have all the posts you can search over why this was a valid move. So we're looking for that to give a partner leg, and we're looking for an ending diagonal here to the upside on Toshi that could potentially still have amazing gains from here to the 1 through 1.382, which is a 236 to 500% gain still on the table. But it's going to be a choppy, shitty, scary ride. The thing to keep in mind is Toshi is above its 3-day bull control zone, 50 EMA and 50 RSI. No interest has came into the project though. Volume fell off. If this gives a separation leg, you will see volume come back. That's how you will know you're on the right track and that you need to hold for further. Yes? All right, guys. 1 second. I got to see if I can get a charger on my laptop. All right, let's see if we have any other altcoins. My laptop's telling me we got to give up soon, guys. It's like, hey, man, the battery's empty. We got to go. All right, so I got the CAS done. I got the ZB done. We got Pengu for Delta. Let me go look at that now. Man, we have done so many. Do you have an exchange that you like most for Pengu, sir? This son of a bitch has made money. All right, so I think what a lot of people are missing here is potentially what's going on, right? I'm not going to keep all that shit on my screen because it doesn't matter. What matters most is this. See this move? 5 waves, 3 waves, 5 waves, pull back, push up, got to pull back, likely going to break out. I almost have my bet on that we will take these highs in time, right? So I do think we're going to get there. We already covered Amp Wesley, so I won't be doing that one again, unfortunately. But it is, he said, gracias, mi amigo. I love it, dude. I got to learn how to speak Spanish better. Do you speak Spanish fluently, sir? Al boogie? Al boogie? Dude, if I come back to New York, please, let's get together. I have another trip planned to New York. I need to bring my 3 sons, so we would love to meet up with you. Grab some pastrami sandwiches or something, hit the CAS deli. You let me know. Let me try to, I got to call my wife to get me a charger for my phone really quickly, or we are not, or my computer, we won't be able to keep this party going. Yeah, we already did Amp Wesley. It's in the recording, sir, and it will be timestamped for you. And I'll get that done as soon as I get this uploaded. Let me see if I can get me a charger really quickly. I might have to walk out the door to go get it, or I'm going to lose the whole stream.